At this point, Riverside is not opening, so just gonna have to pull out the good old video camera. Something I think I just noticed about other people, is that I feel like I'm getting all the different perspectives from people that I know and listen to and read about, and mostly people I know. Those are the people that influence me the most. One perspective is that everyone else is different and is not necessarily good. The other part of me is like the normal sense of eye contact and empathy and love. That's kind of stuff that you could learn from, and it's not necessarily you're just born with or naturally developed socially. And well, he's like very much teasing, like, oh, you did this. Like, I have a like very linear, logical way of thinking. It's like I want to have fun, is kind of the way I think about it. And if you really think you're enough, that kind of naturally comes out in a sort of sense. You don't need to force it. But being aware that this is this element of play in the way you hold conversation, the element of playful fighting and threatening, teasing, and I don't know. I feel like my favorite form of humor is just like kind of like stories, just like honestly, just like Kevin Hart. Like, he makes me laugh. And also Shane Gillis. And it's not even like those forms of teasing and whatnot. Like, it's non-violence is really the first key principle or precept or jewel in the book Yamas and Niyamas, I think is what it's called. Niyamas, yes. It follows this yogic path, right? Non-violence, and like even the threat of it makes me scared. I just like hurt myself or hurt other people. Like, why would I do that? Especially if it's accidental. Like, I want a complete peace with you. That's all I want. But is that fucking being a pussy? Is that not being like, I don't know, enough and whatnot? So I don't know. It's sort of something I think about. Someone just called me rich, and I was in the bathroom. She was like, you go to a private school? I was like, yeah. Do I spend all the money? Yeah. Someone said you get like a $200 allowance every week. And it's like, that's not exactly true. Kind of similar. Get money, spend on groceries mostly. Buy food occasionally, probably like $100 a month. Other foods and random little snacks and stuff. Probably less than that, like $50, $50 to $100 is good range. Usually down there in the $50 range. And it's like, how do I say this? It's like, I feel like I just don't really get to know all the stuff that I have. It's not necessarily that it doesn't make me happy, which is weird. I mean, sure it does. All the stuff that kind of makes me like less anxious, like, oh, I find clothes and shoes and jewelry and computer and supplements and all that good stuff, and I appreciate it a lot. But the stuff that really feeds my soul, having a surfboard, having a job, having people be around, Is there a problem being rich? No. Is there an amount of awareness through non-access that you can sort of view it as? I think so. Sort of insight that you can take away from this. Just realizing, like, fucking, you have so much. Like, be grateful. Plus, other people don't. But it's not about that, really. It's more about, how you appreciate, how you see and perceive It goes back to this self, this kind self. At the end of the day, it's being natural. I think that we come back to states of kind, loving self, and that involves a amount of generosity, I suppose. I'm looking at the end of the stick before I look at the beginning of it. If you catch my drift, as I often do, that's how I started figuring out social interactions better. I figure out is a really weird word. I just honestly come to know. And someone's running at this time right now, like, damn, that's hella discipline, 11:30, what the fuck. But I'm gonna hit that, like, dude, I skated today again. My ankle's a little cupped. See people on Strava running 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 miles, 10 miles, 12 miles, 13 miles, 14 miles as long as I saw. It's more than a half marathon. I want to get to that. It's like, it seems really, really fun. But also I just don't really want to have it feel like a structure for other people. It's like really like the kind of schedule and discipline stuff, like you kind of just get to enjoy. I feel like it's a process of like totally just, getting to know that you don't need someone else, that you can just totally like love like who you are by yourself. And I feel like with the whole breakup stuff and like all the stuff about self-love and just independence from other people, like being open to it but not needing it, not being needy is like totally, I feel like, I don't know, something you just like work on, I guess, but something that doesn't come. And it's weird because I'm supposed to have this image like, oh, I've got it, I've got that. Like, I play this, I play these two instruments, I run, I surf, I do all this things. Like, kook. There's nothing more than this moment right now. And it's all they're ever just gonna be, so why don't you focus on that? So, in that vein, I'm going to bed, I'm gonna meditate, I'm gonna sleep. Tomorrow I'm going surfing at like 11 because the low tide is apparently better. According to Tyler, I think mid-tide to low tide is better. Ocean Beach for the sandballers and whatnot. Ooh, gotta send that video to someone. Now I serve it. Okay. Yeah. Oh no. I have a crazy idea. Although it's not really that crazy. In fact, it's very simple. But I was just watching this couple, this like tall white guy, and this woman who seemed pretty, walking out of H Mart, and I was just wondering, like, what attributes do they each have that would make them, I don't know, make them happy in a relationship, make them happy with themselves, and for them to come together in some kind of way that would be positive for both of them. And I mean, then you start thinking, like, what do I do? Like, well, how can I make that happen? And then I realized that it's not, you just don't really force it. It's never really ever forced outcomes. Like, your ability to attract the opposite gender, I mean it's done, I guess, through the work you do on yourself, like becoming more in touch with your emotions and feelings and expressing them, becoming more physically strong, athletically built, developing better style and taste, interests, things where you find it easier to bond with people, and I don't know, confident, really being confident in yourself, because that's something that is part of the self-love journey, is being able to be in the world and know your worth, not have to hold back on your own voice. And so it's like, would be a scary thing if there was like multiple girls that were attracted to me and I wasn't attracted back to them. Because it's hard work. It's no easy work. Working on yourself, being the best version of yourself. It's waking up every day and knowing that you have an exciting life to live, but knowing that you get your ass up and be disciplined about it. Open, learning constantly, having kind voice to yourself, and all of that. And needless to say, that something that both genders have work to do on. And so when you're doing it yourself, I feel like it's unnecessary for you to be constantly thinking about how, when is this going to happen, like, or worrying about it, because it's not really important. It's going to happen if it's going to happen. If it doesn't happen, you've loved yourself enough that you don't need it for it to happen, because when you know it will happen, it'll be the most special thing. And that's awesome. Totally fucking awesome. I even fully, I don't think I'm saying it's awesome because I know it's awesome, but it's also like, I fully know the extent of it, somewhat, but not really. I'm still like 19 years old, I'm still figuring things out and shit. But anyways, I gotta go take a dump now. That's the ending of the message today. Okay, I was trying to record in Riverside, but the thing wouldn't open. I'm walking in my neighborhood right now, and the Wi-Fi here, the network, the data, cellular, is quite shit. So I resorted to video. I haven't even tried uploading video to Descript and Spotify yet, so I don't even know if it's different than Riverside, even if there's anything. Actually, I guess I would see a difference. I would probably upload to Riverside to normalize the audio levels first, because I'm probably speaking at different voices, different pitches, and different loudness levels. Dude, when you go to a party and people are all dressed up like that and everyone's talking to you and you're just one thing another, people are cutting each other off and people are saying random ass shit, and they're just trying to connect with people. I guess I get it. It's not really my scene, but I guess I wonder, why is it the scene for a lot of people, and how do people really truly relate to other people and enjoy themselves that is represented in the form of a party, you know? It's like, I guess I wonder, where does it come from, that sense of, joy and excitement to go to a party, and is it artificial or is it like genuine? And I can see how it is genuine, and like meeting people, connecting with people, seeing others, drinking, having fun. It's the part about, like, I don't know, having fun that sort of interests me, because like, what actually like makes, I guess, like, what are the components of doing stuff at a place that would make something fun, And I feel like when I'm surfing, for example, I'll just like totally not really question the fact that this is something I want to do again tomorrow and the day after and literally every day, because this thing is so fun. Like, it's just enjoying it. There's some reasons to explain it, I suppose, but it's very just instinctual, unexplanatory. That's how you say it. Yeah, and it's like, some people just like how they go out, have fun, like, you're young, like, where do these fucking ideas come from? Like, why are we repeating the same mistakes that we're all doing? Like, who, and at what point was drinking a fun thing? At what point was smoking a fun thing? At what point was dressing up and like being very overtly different than who you are a fun thing. And I'm totally you can meet a friend, your wife at a party, but a lot of it is artificial in that one, people are just trying to hook up. Look how terribly slutty people are dressing. Two, people are not trying to connect. They're trying to impress. That's something I just don't like. And I have that problem myself because you get so caught up in like, do they like me? Do they think I'm actually a cool person? Like, this is how I'm going to be loved. That you don't really get to the core of it, which is being curious, being open, being present, and totally enjoying the moment. And if someone else that brings the same energy as you, that is something creates an opportunity for something really awesome to happen, right? But in the absence of those, and where you're like, oh, this person's not actually that interested. It's like, show interest, totally, but like, who is really interested in me? Who is really like wanting to see me? Like, am I doing anything? Am I bringing any positive energy to people? Like, people like have fun, like talking to people. Like, I don't know if I'm that type of person, you know? Socialite. Like, you can't really do much when people are drunk and stuff. But this is not the same as hitting me, like having a good, nice hour-long conversation with someone I'm close to, or, you know, asking someone like on a walk back to place like questions that I'm genuinely interested in, and also respects their privacy and their space and energy and everything. That is so much to be more interesting. Like a 2-minute walk back to the dorm with someone, a stranger I just met who seems interesting, and you know, spending 2 hours at the party wandering around, inhaling secondhand smoke and talking to random people who go up to you. And sometimes there's cool people you can meet. I mean, for example, Kyber was at this party, and I think Kyber's pretty cool. You can, if you didn't know Kyber, you can go meet him, and you would see that he's actually a very interesting person. But it's hard. It's hard to get to that place of like knowing someone and creating a friendship. I feel like a lot of things I do are based on results. Like, oh, I'm going to get to this result, and it's gonna be good. It's friendship. It's like, yes, dude, but also look in the present moment. What is right in front of you? There's trees. Like, let me just give you an example right now in this moment. It's foggy here. There's trees. It's very silent. There's sounds of crickets. There's a sort of eerie light over here in this lamppost. My ankle feels a little bit tweaky, but it's all right. I'm walking these sort of soft padded Crocs that my dad has. Well, I'm fucking guilty at myself for eating a Haagen-Dazs at 12 o'clock, eating pistachios, eating a few crackers, some mango chicken soup. Not mango chicken soup, it was fresh mangoes and chicken soup, which my mom made. It was good. Feel guilty about it though. Haagen-Dazs mostly, not brushing. Going back to old habits, you know, going home, not really feeling too tension or anxiety, but knowing that, you know, I'd like to feel good. I'd like to care about my body and prioritize sleep and prioritize eating healthy and feeling my emotions and feeling my feelings and totally being in touch with them and not performing all the time. Performing is exhausting. And sometimes with this podcast, like, let me just tell you, it's weird because you might be watching this and you might have been someone at the party. But anyways, a lot of people at the party came up to me. They're like underclassmen at my school. There's even a guy who someone told him about my podcast, and he came up to me and was like, dude, you're the guy with the podcast or whatever. It's like, dude, I love your podcast. And one guy was saying like, life change, man. Like, dude, and I can't tell if he's being real with me. All I can say is like, appreciate it, just laugh it off. I don't know, like, I totally didn't see that coming. This wasn't really, I was like, oh, people have told me about my podcast, but it's like, whoa, like, you would know all these things about me, because I've said all these things publicly on the podcast. Just being, like, present, being able to just, like, be like, yeah, man, I've totally affected some people, or they've listened to it and enjoyed it, and that's great, and not feeling so high and mighty about it. It's more like, yeah, that's nice. That's nice. I think that's kind of part of why I'm doing it. Like, also, as much as it is kind of self-guided, like documentation and whatnot, but also knowing, being aware of that side of me, just being able to say, I appreciate it, thanks. It's like that's a very big sign of self-love when you're able to say thanks when someone gives you a compliment. Someone appreciates you. It's like, yeah, of course, man. You know your value, you know your worth, and you express it to that, and it's very self-edifying. Is not the right word. Not effacing, self-affirming, self-accepting. So I was just sort of struggling with that at the party tonight, and I came back, and the reason why I'm recording this is because I think I just want to direct some of my energy into this instead of eating, you know. I came back, I was like, let me have some chicken soup. I was hungry, a little annoyed because I was about to get a board tonight, but couldn't. So I'm getting tomorrow morning. That sort of, but it's not really annoyed. More like I saw some people that, you know, fucking just flashback memory of high school, me being a fucking goon in high school. No, I can't blame myself, but high school, just so socially awkward, so unable to express my sentiments, my sense of, you know, self and liking other people and being able to read other people. There's certain people. You see them, and it's like, oh, this flashback of shame, and you know, and it's like, part of me was ego identifying coming to this party. It's like, look, I wanted people to see me. Like, because no one took a second glance at me. Like, people would come up to say hi, like, oh, and then they just move on. You know, you can tell, like, now when I'm more aware of people, I'm observing people, it's like, I observe that 99% of people will look at you and pass you by and don't find you interesting because they're so busy thinking about themselves or they're on the same page as you. And I try my best. I try my best. I mean, I could do better, and this is what I'm working on. But I try my best to actually get to know people and listen to you. And if you want to say something, you want to be heard, you want to be seen, I'll try to be there for you. And maybe we don't have the same values. But at the very least, I can give you that. I can be present. I can give you my energy. I can give you my time. And it's like, I did that. A lot of people just, I guess, didn't reciprocate that. And that's totally fine. That's part of the learning process, is like being able to do that and not expect anything in return, because it's a positive, kind thing that you do, and it represents your values. It's like, you shoot your shot, not because you necessarily need every single person that shoots your shots to reciprocate it, but you just need one person to, and you made a friend. But anyhow, it's not even about making friends. It's about, you know, representing energy. Imagine being kind, but everyone else in the world is unkind. That's kind of what you're afraid of, right? It's kind of what I'm grappling with, and that's what you grow up insecure with. You think that most people don't have love. Most people think love is about being transactional, having some sort of external value. But when you start flip the switch and you start seeing the world in a different way, seeing that you have internal value and that you don't need to prove yourself to anyone. You don't have to chase. You don't have to work hard for anyone. You can just be yourself. Try to act and align with your values. And that's totally it. That, you know, you start being afraid of, you know, what if no one else? What if no one else reciprocates this energy? What if people are unkind? People are very insecure and self-conscious and mean, as it is, and transactional. What if they are like that? Well, then you have come to a higher standard for yourself, that it's like, fucking, that shit does not matter. Because even if you're like that, I don't stand with those values, you know? I mean, people were talking to me about stuff on the podcast, and I was just trying to play it cool, you know. It's like not even trying, just kind of naturally words came out. I'm like trying to connect with you in some way, trying to be honest with you, but it's like I don't know if I'm on the same page as you. I'm not trying to like ridicule anyone or say. I don't know if my sense of humor is in alignment with yours. I don't know if we. And I'm trying to be more open about this stuff because I know I'm pretty different than most people are closed off in some way. I feel it most to myself, and I don't know if anyone else would notice that about me. But for example, someone was like X, Y, Z, like they were on like tell me that they you didn't think they were spitting shit like half the time. I was like, no, they're just like high schoolers. Like, I mean, no, I don't think so. I mean, like some of it was bullshit. I didn't think so. I'm still thinking about it myself. Like, no, not really. I don't know. It's like, if you do think it is BS, then, you know, be honest about it. But, fuck no, I don't think so. Crazy. Oh, there's one kid who I think is super chill. I don't fucking know. This is the weird dude. Dude, let me tell you something that I've been thinking about. It's making me hella blame myself, hella feel like a bad person. One of my friends, Neil. Okay, this is a side note. One of my friends, Neil. His, he he'll be like, I feel like a bad person, but he like is totally the best person. He's totally the best person ever. Like literally, like, he's so fucking kind, understanding, generous, socially aware, everything. But anyways, point is like I think it's okay to note that you might feel like a bad person, but know that you aren't, and act in ways that, according to your values, make you a good person. You know, anyhow. I'm just like trying to put thoughts out there and become more self-aware about this stuff. There's this kid called Julian, who I talked about briefly. I didn't think I mentioned his name on one of my solo episodes earlier on, and I just noted how he was super. I noted how this is weird, but I know how it is how he was super sexy, and his sister. He has a sister, right, who's in my grade. But I was mainly noting the fact that he was sexy. And he hell is like, he low-key looks like a younger version of Kyber. Like, this shit is not, I'm not even joking. This guy, I mean, we all, oh fuck, I don't know. This is like, he like, has like, I don't know, perfect teeth, perfect jawline, perfect hair, perfect build, like, really good style, everything. And he also looks Asian. I don't think he is Asian. Actually, he might be Asian. Look, he is. I can't confirm that, but he looks that. Anyhow, that was only part of the point. The point is, okay, Julian, if you're watching this, I hope this doesn't come off as weird. And I'll try to explain myself more as I go on. Anyhow, he's Asian, right? And Kyber's also Asian. My cousin is also Asian. Neil, who's one of my close friends, is Windian, like half white, half Indian. And then it's crazy. York is Asian too. Like these are like all the people like I'm like relatively close with. And it's like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, what the fuck? Like, am I just discriminating against Asians and discriminating against like full-on white people and like full-on Indians, full-on black people, whatever it is? Actually, there's this girl that I would talk to in our building who's black, or like I don't think she's fully black. She doesn't like look very black, but she's definitely black. Maybe like when you say someone's black, they could also be like half white or whatever, or mixed. Anyways, she seems like a cool person. I'm like been talking to her like as friends. Friends with benefits. Just kidding. But okay, so which makes me feel like a better person. But what if it's also that she's like not a full, like, she's not completely black. She's like mixed. So like maybe this is like me just being fucking weirdo, like me being like totally like popularity oriented still, physically appearance artificially oriented still. It's like, and then am I not open to talking to people who are like who are not good looking? Like, it's like you're weird. I think I'm more inclined to talking to people who are good looking. But also people who, I would say, what all these people have in common is they're good looking, but they're also humble. And they don't fucking, like, come off as, like, white jocks. And, like, this is kind of me that, like, I feel like my heart kind of softens to. I don't know. But, fuck. Like, yeah, there's certain Asians though that I'll like talk to and like I don't really connect with, which means like maybe I'm fine, maybe I'm not past it, maybe this isn't a problem with me. It's not even a problem, it's just a coincidence that could be a problem, or it could be something I could be more aware of. Alright, going back to Julian, right? So he's like, he would want to hop on the podcast, and he's actually someone who seems like a deep thinker and someone that I would be interested in talking to. And he was standing with two of his other friends or two other guys. And I'll be chill. I'll be totally chill. Like if I talk to them too, they seem like cool people too. But I'm just saying, particularly Julian. He seems, I don't know, very calm, very introspective, interesting, outwardly very appealing. Like if I were a woman and I saw him, I would like totally fall for him. Let me think about this. Yeah, and I think about, dude, lucky that's how I think about it with, yeah, with all the guys that I'm like, dude, I would like you if I were a girl, like, totally. I would just, like, wanna, I guess that's how you try to make friends, I guess. You like people who would, like, you would totally wingman for. Physically, and emotionally, and psychologically, and whatever other aspects of friendship there are. But I'm just wondering about this physical part, right? It's like, is there anything wrong with liking someone's physical appearance? Or in considering into factors of friendship and stuff, it's like, yeah, it's mostly illusory. And so, but I could be wrong. But I'm saying, like, Julian seems like a really cool person. I don't know. But I might reach out to him maybe over break. See if we can hit a podcast. I feel bad when there's like silence, you know. You're standing there with people, you go up and just like, hi, what's up, bro? Like, how you been? Sometimes they don't like seem receptive or like they want to question, like answer questions. He was like, hi. There's a kid from another school called Ezra, and he was like asking me a question. I just felt like he was like actually interested in asking me stuff and like quite polite. And the same thing I was trying to do for him, and it was chill. I like him, but I don't know if we were on the same page, you know. He asked me some interesting questions, like how is the social life at Berkeley? How are the girls? And like, yeah, like those are totally pertinent questions that I would want to ask someone else. I want someone else. Fuck. I like when someone else is curious, like actually curious about me, and I like being, and I consequently I like being curious about other people because it makes other people feel good and seen, and it's totally a part of connecting with other people. But going back to eating food, I got back at like 11:30. Went to go eat chicken soup, and I was like, dude, let me have a Haagen-Dazs. And then I found some crackers from China that my mom had. I was like, fuck, let me just have some too. And you start eating, and you're like, what the hell? I don't fucking want to do this again. I don't want to go. And I'm not addicted. I can, like, I'm going to brush my teeth now and try to enjoy. But the reason why it's kind of hard is like, you're forced to go back to reality. You're forced to go back to the fact that tomorrow morning you're going to wake up, might get gas, and you might not have the best digestive system. You might not be like everyone else. You might not be fucking normal. You might not feel good. And it's okay because tomorrow morning at like 7:30 I'm gonna go pick up a board from Asher. You know, I'll just say his name, Asher. Asher has a bunch of boards. He's letting me borrow one of his. Shout out Asher. I totally appreciate it because I know these boards are expensive. Big favor because I didn't tell him this, but I'm staying here for like 4 weeks. I'm gonna have the board for like 4 weeks. This is a while. Usually you rent a board, it's like $25, $30 a day, which is a lot. It's basically I'm saving money. Thanks, Asher. Anyways, no, it's like, yeah, even though I'm going surfing tomorrow morning, I'm excited. The waves are about to be shitty. I went to this party and I wasn't really getting what I was expecting. Like, I saw Kyler and we like talked for a little bit. It was nice. But there's like people I see. This one girl who like literally just stopped talking to me. Like, I'm still super sad about it. Like, I know we're not on the same page. I know I shouldn't take it personally. I know people diverge paths. I know if they're not meant to be in your life, then they're not meant to be in your life. The right people, you can't escape. Let them walk away. They don't deserve your energy. But how do you stop yourself from feeling resentful, feeling like it's their fault, like they fucking did this shit, like they hurt me, like how come they did it? And it really stems from like a place of fear. This fear that, I'm not worthy. I'm not really a good person. I'm not enough. Like, I'm weird. And, and I'm just getting to know over this semester more intrinsic truths about myself, which is, no, I'm not weird. No, I'm not different. No, I'm not, like, no, weird. I could be weird, but, like, no, I'm not unlovable. And that's the most important thing. Like, no, I'm not hopeless. No, I'm not going to never find someone. It's like, that's not happening. That's not true about me. Like, it's not true about anybody, actually. No one actually deserves to be told those negative thoughts and actually believe them. And I guess once you have a stronger truth to yourself, there's other people leave you. It's like you don't really abandon yourself as much. You don't need to abandon yourself because you know what's real and what's not. It's like they're just not the right person. But what I'm trying to figure out, though, is with these people, with people that don't vibe with. How do you I'm not in the mood. I felt like it was unreciprocated. I felt like I wasn't fully present. I almost, one, I'm beating myself a little bit up over it. And two, I'm kind of annoyed that other people aren't, meeting me there. It's like, you almost, with Kyber, for example, like, a lot of my friendships, almost like I'm expecting them to understand me and really figure me out. But I'm trying to wonder, like, how much is my obligation, or how much do I just let go here, right? I'm overthinking it a lot, and I know it's not that hard. But I'd like to just explain those thoughts I've been having, It's like, I feel kind of like one hand I have a responsibility to put myself out there and be fully present, fully kind, fully immersed, unexpected, fully generous, mm, you know, fully myself, self in the self of all things, and secondly to let other people be who they want to be too. And I feel like in the first part is like I almost disappointed myself. I was like kind of nervous. I noticed my heart just, my body just started tensing. I was like, I got scared. I was like, oh, what happens? How am I going to talk to people? Like my voice is going to come out jittery. I'm going to be awkward. And it was totally fine. I was like kind of aware of myself. I was walking around, but also like if I saw somebody, I would say hi. We would talk a little bit. But connecting on a deeper level, like not really. Not really. I like quiet spaces. I like lonely spaces where I don't feel like other people are watching or judging. It's like I just want to be in a place where like I don't feel like I'm being conditioned unconsciously by external forces of popularity. Like, oh, I'm talking with you, and guess who's next to me? You're looking at me talking to this person, which boosts my ego because, you know, I'm being a cool person right now. Yeah, all of that's fake. All that stuff you shouldn't prioritize. All that stuff isn't really real. It's the stuff we as humans don't want. We really what we want is just real connection and real love and human being seen, human, you know, human being related to and understood. And I mean, I just don't see how that's conducive at a party, you know. I don't see how it's conducive at people drinking. I mean, you can have a good time, but how much of it is egoistic? I don't like I gotta totally fuck up the ego, but it's mostly like that. I just don't fucking fuck with the ego, you know? Ooh. Damn. These Crocs are nice, gotta say. Been walking around them for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and they're pretty soft. About to get like 6 hours of sleep, go to Asher's, pick up the board. You know, I was talking to Kyber about this. You know, there's a seminal episode in my life. The one about infinity stones or. And the main topic was just about how I feel like I put people on pedestals and rank people in a hierarchy, as in the words that Kyber put it as. And it's true, I do. It's like I think I'm worse than some people, and then I think I'm better than some people. But at the end of the day, I've learned that everyone's on the same level, and people are on different paths. Sometimes God gives you the gift, the universe gives you the gift of being on the same path, or crossing paths, or walking together with some people. And that's, you know, totally beautiful thing. That's all it is. There's like more to it. You don't need to show how you're better than other people, or your path is worse, or your path. You just live and enjoy your path. Now, going back to the resentment thing. Why do I have resentment? Because I fear that I'm behind. I fear that you're saying you're better than me. Like, I just project so much. It's fucking annoying. I gotta fucking stop this. How do I stop this resentment? I guess you forgive and you let go. And you accept it, and you see it, and you softly release it with love. Because you see them, you empathize with them, and you understand them, even though it wasn't returned, and you fucking, I don't know, take things as a very kind person, because you never want anyone to get hurt. And even if they hurt you, you don't want to hurt them back, you know? And that hurt at the end of the day is very illusory, because you're choosing to be hurt. Fuck, I don't know. I'm still grappling with it. I think I gotta talk to somebody about this. Yeah, this party came back, was eating. It's like, one, I feel like I didn't do a good enough job. Two, I feel like everyone else didn't do a good enough job, and this results in me being like, oh fuck, I just eat some Haagen-Dazs instead. Me totally being more, immersed in my own goals and my own, path of being, being being better on, getting better every single day. Sleeping on time, sleeping enough, eating right foods. Um, Learning to let go and forgive other people and connect with the right people. And journaling, getting to know myself, getting to enjoy things. Experience nature, experience life, build things, create things. One of my biggest goals is to raise a family. It's not like making a family will make you happy. I just feel like it's naturally part of humans. Like you want to grow up and have kids and stuff. It's like, I think there's a kind of very redemptory sense in me of wanting to really do it right for them, to really heal those parts of myself that I feel like need to be healed. And it comes, and I feel like it's just, how do I explain it? It's like it flows very right, it feels very right to me to do that. But it's not like urgent or anything. So cool. And I also, this party, I could express myself, say things, be louder, be louder and be a little more annoying. People, people listen to what you set the standard as. I'm still working on that. But sometimes I just don't want to be obnoxious. Not even being obnoxious, I just feel like people won't be on the same page as me. I don't connect with them entirely. It's like I was asking this guy, like, how do you bike every morning for 2 hours? And I was asking Sammy, like, how do you bike every morning for 2 hours and get, like, hazed and everything? Do in the morning. And then Charlie cuts him off, starts talking about something else, and I'm like, I'm curious to answer the question. You just interrupted the question, but I don't want to cut it and start talking more because I already said something. And then I was like, oh goodness me, bro. But overall, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of trying things out, trying new things, going to this party, experiencing things differently. Not necessarily trying to prove to myself or other people anything. Oh, there's definitely an unconscious part of it. And just like being, able to gauge my social connectivity and my capacity to enjoy myself and be with others in the social atmosphere. And I'm still trying to figure out. Honestly, I could have left the party earlier and I could have not eaten anything. I would have been happy, but I didn't. And I'm going on this walk now to express some of the pain, express some of the confusion, express some of the thoughts that came up, the anxiety that came up. But I'm really ready to go to sleep, man. Are you ready to go to bed? Because when you get tired and you start getting in touch with your body, it feels very, very exciting to go to bed. Very, very, looking forward. Very natural. And I hope you have that too. Good luck with all your endeavors. Gonna peace out on this one, boys, buddies, brothers, bras, everybody. So, peace out, Peace out. Express yourself here, express yourself everywhere. Do it, dude. Get out there. Try new things. You're getting better. I love you. You're the best. You're special. You're different, unique, and you're loved. Totally rad, brother. Tomorrow I'm about to go surfing, brother. Let's go. A little loud. I'm in my car. Fuck, I just gotta say this, honestly. It's gonna sound like shit on a podcast quality. I don't honestly know how my other headphone one sounds. Dude, I gotta take a that. Fuck. But at some point when you're interested, you're curious, and I appreciate it. It's like at some point you gotta realize that it's frustrating. Emotionally, I take okay. First, financially, I take set high standards for myself in terms I was trying to explain to him, it's just sit with that. I have higher standards now that I'm in college. I think I know myself more. Respecting. Try to be as can to anybody, and I especially so to my parents, because they've worked so hard for me. They deserve some amount of, recognition, and like, hey, nodding my head to you, appreciate it, and like at the very least not necessarily loving them and like having some sort of kind of positive relationship with them where it's a give and take, and it's not like transactional or expecting. Fuck. And I don't know, maybe I should just answer the question just like that and just be emotionally intelligent, like, okay, I've been asking to do this again, just tell him next time instead of the first time, like, instead of being like, here's a clear, I was trying to set the boundaries, what I was trying to do, trying to be like, hey, and his ego got hurt, and it's, I mean, he got hurt, he thinks it's like he got hurt himself, probably, like, oh, my son just doesn't like me, doesn't want to talk to me, he thinks he's better than me. I'm better than you. I'm just trying to be as healthy as possible in our relationships. Like, this literally what I'm trying to do, and I totally get why for 18 years of my life being in a household where my dad is just so hell-bent on being better than other people, so hell-bent on